Hey everyone, Barry at CTech-review. Today we're going to do a weekly industry update. A lot of changes have unfolded in the past few weeks across several manufacturers. Today we're going to talk about some recent announcements from Ram. We're going to talk about the 2026 trucks and what we're seeing so far with what's been released with price increases. We're also going to talk about some new recalls and what brands are impacted. Let's do this. Quick Google search, you will know, and you probably already heard, Ram killed their electric truck. This is a polarizing topic. I don't typically like talking about EVs on the channel because most of my buyers most of the people who watch the channel are truck people. Electric trucks typically don't work well for truck sort of stuff. With that being said, there are some that do pretty decent. I think Ram saw the direction with the path of the industry between reduction of sales across some and seeing with the EV tax credits ending after September 30th, they pulled out of the market. What's interesting to me is not that they pulled out. I think I called this like 6 months ago. It doesn't make sense. I think their real move will be the Ram Charger, but the name of the Ram Charger seems to be changed. And I want you guys to think about, why would Ram Charger, that name, be disappeared? Could the real Ram Charger be coming back? Do you guys remember the old school Ram Charger, basically like a big full-size Ford Bronco? That would be sick if they do bring this thing back, and I hope that's the case. I've been seeing some rumors flying, potentially about a real Ram Charger coming back. But anyhow, the extended range, if you're not familiar with the Ram Charger, what it was, there's a plan for 2027 model year, it looks like now, or late 26 model year. A Ram 1500 with a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 attached to a 130,000 watt generator that powers the battery. The battery powers 2 electric motors. It's basically, in layman terms, it's the first generation Chevrolet Volt in a truck platform. 140 miles of range, all electric, run on electricity. In the battery pack, the engine kicks on and starts charging the battery, that runs the wheels. Awesome. Gives you 690 miles of range, according to what Ram has shared. But the name has changed, and I find that interesting. No surprise, they are getting rid of this, and everybody seems to be focusing on affordable electric trucks, like Ford coming out with their little version to compete with the Slate. But let's shift gears a little bit and start talking about the price increases and what we're seeing across the industry. If we go over to Ford.com, at the time of this video, Ford has not released to the public the pricing information on a 2026 Ford F-150 specifications as well as pricing. It's not out yet. But what we can do is find out, we can go and see what the 2026 Super Duty. I've done tons of videos on the 2026 Super Duty and driver reviews. I'll put links down below if you guys are interested in watching that and some of the changes. I'm not going to focus on that today. It's about pricing specifically. We compared the 2025 Ford Super Duty to the 2026. We've already done deep in dive to different platforms. But generally speaking, a 1.75% price increase, base model XL regular cab, 4-wheel drive, 1.75% price increase from 25 to 26. As you change in different models, that does go accordingly. When we go over to GMC and we do the exact same thing on the available Canyon, and we look at 25 model year to 26, this thing goes from $43,890, the base elevation 4x4, to $44,790, which is a 2.05% price increase in 1 calendar year. No one wants to see price increases. Unfortunately, that's been the way of the world for automotive for 30 plus years, but the prices are not totally online. The real question will be not just the price increases. Did you lose content? Because that's the other thing that me as a buyer annoys me when I see, hey, my price went up 2%, but I also lost another $2,000 in options, which you could effectively say, maybe raise the price more. But that's for a whole separate video, information below if you want to see a deep dive on that. It's time of this video. The 2026 Ram 1500 is out. We've done videos on this. We got another one coming here shortly on the GT Rebel ride drive technology overview. I think you guys are gonna be excited to see this video. It's a pretty cool little truck. But 2026 Rams are out and they're showing up at dealers, which is great. Chevrolet has not released their 2026 Silverado pricing or spec information yet, but some of the GMCs are out. The bigger thing is what was leaked a few days ago over in GMAuthority.com. There's a bunch of wheel builds. I've seen these trucks run all around the roads by me here in Michigan. Not unnormal to live in Michigan, seeing up masked and camo and up fast feedback early prototype vehicles. But what I want to focus on today specifically are, look at the shape of these headlights. You can obviously see that looks like a projector beam LED headlight. We also see, if you notice, this sensor up front. This is some sort of ADAS sensor, so probably part of the Super Cruise system. I noticed this tear out right here, makes me think probably a front-facing camera. Still, no big deal. Shape of the headlights, hard to say. It looks like they're going to do some sort of quad beam. But I was also looking at how many lugs here. I'm seeing 6 lugs, still a half ton, not like the Silverado EV where we would see 8 there. Some of the other things I find interesting is the quad beam exhaust out the rear bumper. That looks very similar to what we saw from 24 to 25 on the GMC Yukons with their exhaust. They went from dual single outlets to a quad beam, dual outlet, which looks pretty nice. The other thing is trying to see underneath. It looks like it's still got a traditional solid rear axle. No surprise. But the exhaust pipes look pretty sweet. There's a bunch of videos. Everybody's got their speculation on this. But what we can tell is there is the Gen 6 V8 coming out. What if I told you maybe there's going to be 2 versions of this new V8 coming out? What if the 5.3 is going away? What if the 6.2 is going away? I'd be curious. Would you be happy to see those engines go away? Would it be also interesting if these engines came with both port fuel injection and direct injection like the Coyote V8 since 2018? That would be interesting. The timing of what General Motors is doing with these new engines coming out, I think is great timing for a lot of things. Now with CAFE being removed, you can focus back on V8s, even if there's a fuel economy impact. Not a big deal to these manufacturers, not have to pay penalties anymore. The fact they're coming out with hopefully very simple V8s, let's hope. This could also breed to maybe more simplicity, more reliability, better performance, fuel economy, all of this. Timing of this for General Motors, I think, is really good. What I'm specifically interested in is I'd love to see a 500 horse natural aspirated V8 make it to a half-ton truck. I think the first people that do that, it's going to be a really awesome truck. I love the Hurricane engine. It's my favorite engine out right now. But a super simple pushrod V8, 500 horsepower, could be interesting to me. Plus, add General Motors Super Cruise, which is a phenomenal system. I'm really hoping there's some changes on their frame coating. You know, I've talked about this in several videos. I'm not a big fan of the wax coating on the frame for northern climates, like the type of environments we see. I find an E-coating works a little better. You get salt on the wax coating, try to power wash the frame. Sometimes it doesn't work that well. You get dirt on the frame of a wax coated frame. It doesn't work so well. You get salt on it. It's just tough to keep looking decent over time. It'd be awesome if they brought E-coating to the new GM 2027 Silverado and Sierra 1500. The other thing I want to talk about, recalls. This has been a freaking mess. 2025 so far is the year of records. Ford is, I think, at 106, 107 recalls now. They've got over 40% of the recalls, sadly, for this year. But I want to specifically share this with you guys from Auto Evolution. This isn't just Ford that's struggling in this area. Look at Hyundai. Now they're having issues with their, look at Hyundai. They're having issues with their Ioniq 6. Toyota with their instrumentation panel. Hyundai over Palisade issues. These are all just in the last few years. Ford Maverick, another issue. Toyota, instrument panel display issues. Alfa Romeo, Jeep Wrangler over door trim. A 2018 Ram 1500 over manufactured curtain side airbags. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm following this one closely. Volvo recalls on mild hybrids over potentially damaged seatbelt retractors. Honda, Toyota, Rivian, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Mazda, Jeep, Ford, BMW. This is just the first page. But the point of this is not just Ford struggling. I'm seeing all these brands struggling. And are we now starting to pay the penalty from COVID supply chain interruptions? Maybe. Are these due to shortages and supplies? Doesn't really matter. This is the situation we're living today, sadly. I'm hoping some of this stuff starts chilling out. Hopefully supply chains get in order, pricing, things of that nature. We'll see things chill out in the future. But as what I'm seeing right now, it doesn't seem to be slowing down, sadly. Anyhow, guys, I just wanted to get you a quick industry update. Got some fun videos coming of ride and drive reviews on some 26 Ram 1500s. Also going to have some exciting news here on a Ram truck I'm looking at. I'm not going to share a whole lot of information. I'm going to get the hype here. Also going to share some information for you guys. I might be looking at some different trucks for 26 model year. More to come on this. Thanks for watching.